It's the only clapping we get, isn't it?
El Natural. Yeah, we don't get much clapping, do we?
No.
I used to enjoy that, coming up 18 or playing in the Palarette or even South Devon League, and there'd be a little crowd out on the golf course, and they'd clap you up 18 if you'd won your match or won the gold medal or club championships.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you've won a trophy and you go to presentation, they clap you. We haven't experienced that very often recently, have we?
The last time we did that, we were juniors.
Oh, yeah. That's a question for people. Do you still get a clap when you go and collect someone at a presentation night? Because we just don't know, do we?
Do presentation nights even exist anymore?
Well, I know during COVID they didn't, did they?
No, but so over the years, golf clubs they've lost their way. They've lost their way in the fact
direction.
that they've lost there's no direction anymore. So when we were juniors growing up, if you won a trophy, there would be at the end of the year there'd be a trophy evening, and everybody would turn. We got some great photos of us picking up trophies over the years.
Shirt and tie.
Shirt and tie would go on.
Yeah.
Maybe the club champion would maybe say a few words.
Yeah.
There used to be presentations after the big tournament, so if you had an open event and even county champs and all that sort of stuff, gone.
I do know certain events like your dad's trophy here. They do a presentation as soon as the last person's in, so but there's no dressing up. You literally in your
didn't happen this year.
Did it not?
You didn't play this year. Didn't happen.
Oh, they did. They did it in previous years.
Because I was looking for the trophy because I wanted a photograph with Bobby with the trophy, and no one could find the trophy.
Oh.
So, but anyway, on that note, good morning everybody and welcome to another Sunday morning show. Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, everybody.
Like our little tangents,
that was a bit off-piste, wasn't it?
Very off-piste, considering we had a full lineup of things that we were going to talk about today, and that was not one of them.
We're going to have to cut something out of this brilliant show, aren't we?
We're going to have to do some cutting because it could end up being
a long one.
A long show. It could end up turning into a podcast, couldn't it? Okay. So what have we got to talk about today then?
Oh, lots of subjects, Dan, today.
First one I want to talk about.
Right.
As I've asked you.
You asked me what we're talking about and then gone off, so what are we talking about first?
Standard.
James
Ruth. I want to talk about James Ruth.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about James Ruth and Ashley Mansell as well. Not everybody knows who Ashley Mansell is, but he's another PGA member in our West region.
Yeah, I mean...
And there's two of them.
Yeah, so...
Two of them been selected.
I mean, Ashley plays a lot of Europro stuff, so you might have seen him. He does appear up near the top of the leaderboard on Europro quite often. Shoots some brilliant scores, but he's a regional professional from Cleveland. Yeah. So he's attached, I guess he just plays out of there, doesn't...
Yeah, I think he's out of Cleveland. He certainly grew up, I think, around Bristol then.
And they both... So Ashley, I think Ashley qualified for the PGA.
He finished third in the Club Pros Championship, which got him in. I'm not sure... I think he may have done quite well last year as well, so it gave him enough points to then go 2 points and then get into the PGA Cup. James has got in as a captain's pick.
Yeah.
James Ruth, which is fantastic.
So, I mean, for the PGA Cup, we've mentioned numerous times. Dan had a spell caddying for Paul. Yeah. I think, was it 2015?
17. 2015.
I think it was 15.
Must have been 15.
Yeah, it
was 15.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
So Paul was part of the victorious team that won in America for the first time. But it's a really prestigious tournament that doesn't get the acknowledgement and the sort of the publicity it deserves. So it's all the best club pros and PGA professionals from Great Britain and Ireland play against their counterparts from across the pond.
All run by the same people that run the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, you'd have to experience it to know a bit more about it, I suppose. And I didn't know anything about the PGA Cup really. I'd seen it. I'd seen pictures of it back in the day when they played a match down at St Mellion on the old St Mellion course. Yeah. And I had no idea what the PGA Cup was. I thought it was kind of one of those tournaments that had started and then finished. Yeah. Not knowing that it actually did continue going. Trophy that they play for, I think, was donated by the Alice family.
Was it?
Yeah. Hmm. I think maybe something to do with Peter Alice's father. I think donated.
That was Percy Alice as well. Yeah, because he had a connection with. I used to work in the Palace Hotel over in Babacombe area with Dan's wife Laura. We had the shop over there, but they had a little 9-hole course which used to host in the 30s, I think 1930s to about 70, used to hold the British Par 3 Championship.
Correct.
Which now is probably a bigger event, but there was pictures of Percy Ellis on the wall there. He'd won the British Par 3 Championship, and it's still played to this date. But so maybe, I mean, Gary, who's Peter's son, he was a head professional, or was a professional at Trevose, wasn't he, for a while?
Yeah, he was. And he was PGA Cup captain.
I'd say they've got a good affiliation with that particular trophy, so yeah. But the American team's always strong, isn't it?
Very strong. I remember turning up and the team had played, out of the 10 or 12 players, they'd played in 15 majors.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Proper golfers, golfers.
So in America, though, they tend to, once they finish their playing career, they go into sort of a lot of the time they go into like a club pro role, don't they? Which, because it's
or they buy a golf club.
Yeah.
Generally, they've got enough money to buy a club.
Don't get me wrong, a PGA professional in England or in GB&I is well recognised, but pay-wise, they're like the paupers compared to what you get as a head professional in an American-based club. 100%. So you do tend to get a lot of the players that have sort of had tour cards, but maybe not had the careers that some of the guys and the money that some of the guys are earning now, but they tend to go into become a PGA professional, teach, run a shop, coach, whatever.
All the general things.
And then they complain that they're then eligible to play in this PGA Cup. So.
Well, the PGA Cup this year is going to be played, so it's every 2 years. It's going to be played at Fox Hills. They played it there in, I think, 4 years ago, where they won it. Albert Mackenzie, our good friend Albert.
So he's Thornton that Dan worked for?
He was the captain. So there is an opportunity that I might be going up to Fox Hills to do a bit of filming around the PGA Cup, because I want to get more involved and I want to expose it. And certainly now with James Ruth being involved, I think would be a fantastic opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we always go on about the standard of golfers we've had on the channel, how lucky we have, and just not just that the guys that played on tour, but just coming down a level. You've got like regular guests on the channel and regular characters. You've got James Ruth, who would have played PGA Cup. Chris Gill's played PGA Cup. Your brothers played PGA Cup.
I mean, the quality is fantastic, isn't it? If you think about it. It's such a small channel.
It's ridiculous,
in the local area. It's absolutely fantastic. And obviously, I'll get Ashley on the channel as well at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an opportunity to do something with him and James leading up to
Potentially,
Cup.
I guess they could be partnering each other, couldn't they?
Could be. Don't know how well they know each other and things, but it certainly could be. And both good lads, and will be great on camera with it.
Yeah. Talking about, we're saying the American guys earning more money, we're talking about the money issue. What about the big announcements on the Live Tour, the people that have just joined it?
It just keeps rumbling on, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Yeah, I mean,
the golf world is changing massively, hugely changing.
Yeah.
I think, you only have to look at what's going on with the PGA Tour as well.
Yeah.
The backlash of it all and things. Sorry, I've interrupted you.
No, that's all we're talking about. Yeah, I mean...
full mission there.
So we talked about it last week, but there's a few extra developments, isn't there? Like Bryson now has joined, Patrick Reed, and Brooks Koepka. His brother's already on the tour, Chase. So they've decided to commit and play the next event, which is the 30th of this month. So next week we'll know a few more details, but they've been announced as definitely playing. And it's in Portland.
It is massive, isn't it? If you think about it, right? It's like you're basically like you're quitting your job to go and do another job somewhere else, aren't you?
You're doing the same job but under different circumstances.
But it's like I kind of look at it. It's a bit like when we finished at Torquay, where we had a nice controlled environment. It was all very no dramas. Everything was running nice and smoothly.
You're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome.
We binned it off. And we've gone into the YouTube world,
which is absolute utter carnage.
Which is carnage,
chaos.
And had no idea where it would take you or whether you could actually even earn any money out of it. I think the decisions were a little bit more calculated than that, but that's basically what happened, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
because the PGA Tour, day in, day out, those boys just turn up to each event that they want to play in.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're not, I don't know if they're contracted to a certain amount of events, but they certainly, as they get a bit older, they want to travel less, or they have kids, or whatever happens. Yeah. And even to the point where the PGA Tour, I mean, it's like a little family. It's like a family roadshow, because if you watch a lot of behind the scenes of the PGA Tour and the DP World. There's a lot of families that travel together, so their wives, their girlfriends, and their kids will travel with them to different events. It's like you're kind of giving up on that to then go and put all your eggs in another basket that actually, are we even sure what that basket is going to have, what sort of future it's going to have?
No, I mean, but the initial payment and the terms and conditions of the tour make it so enticing for a lot of golfers, doesn't it? For a variety of different reasons. I mean, the main one's money. Let's be honest. Like, no one's come out and said I'm playing. I don't think they have. I mean, I've done quite a bit of research recently, but no one's come out and said I'm playing this tour because the money's just ridiculously high. And
Has nobody said that yet? Someone must have said it.
Well, I mean, I saw a good quote from the world number one, Scotty Scheffler, who said, basically was like, I think I'm overpaid for what I do anyway. So why would I don't feel like I need more money. Like I'm financially set, I've got everything I want, I'm ranked number one in the world at the moment, but why would I don't need any more money. Why would I want to travel more? Why would I want to, And I get that. Like, that makes perfect sense. But for other people,
that's what everybody wants to hear, isn't it? Isn't it? Like, everybody wants to hear the pro go, I've got enough money, I'm all right. Don't worry about me.
I mean, it's all relative, isn't it? I mean, like we were joking earlier, but like, if Jordan works for us, if Rick Shields or Pete Finch came to Jordan and went, right, I'm doubling your wages. I'm giving you 100 grand a year. Just joking, Jordan. But like doubled his wages and said, oh, by the way, and there's a £100,000 signing on fee as well to come work for me. You can work from home. You can pick. You don't have to play every event if you don't want to. But there's going to be less work. You're going to do 3 days a week, and we might throw in a house at the end of the year for you. He's not going to go to Dan. I'm staying with Dan, is he?
Out you go, Jordan.
No, but it's true, isn't it?
Go do it.
Everyone's got a price.
Yeah.
You'd think. I mean, it's obviously depends how money motivated
Obviously, we'd have to put up a contract in place if now he's banned and he can't do any more of those. I mean, never allowed back in that door.
No, I mean, it's interesting, the Greg Norman bit, isn't it, about what he's applied for this week?
Well, at the end of the day, we were chatting in the office about world ranking points. We've been talking about the majors, and you just listen to what the R&A have just said, that they're going to allow players that play on the Live Tour to play in the Open Championship, which is what I've wanted to hear.
Yeah.
But how do they get world ranking points? I was kind of thinking to myself, well, the Live Tour, when it first got muted or whatever about it, was all to do with the Asian Tour. They were using the Asian Tour or combining the Live Tour with the Asian Tour to create a base, I suppose, to kickstart the Live Tour. But how do you actually create tournaments that are world ranking tournaments? And I was just thinking about this actually. And, you think about, like, there was a big tournament you used to go and play in down at the St Melian Trophy, which Graham Ruth used to run. And when we first started it out, when he first started out with it, I don't think it had an order. It didn't have any order of merit points to play to go towards England Golf or your world ranking, should we say? Okay, but as an amateur. But I think the more players that Graham got in who were high-profile players, like Paul Waring played in it, and Dave Griffiths played in it one year, and both of those guys won it. Obviously James Ruth was playing in it and won it. The better the players that play in it, that gives you a better opportunity to apply for it to become a world ranking order of merit event, which possibly leads on to what you said.
I mean, so I just did a bit of research, and apparently yesterday, wouldn't be yesterday, it'd be 3 or 4 days ago, because this is obviously not filmed on Sunday. Greg Norman has applied to get the tournaments verified and to be awarded points depending on field for world rankings.
Yeah.
Because we were saying, these pros that the top 20 players that are joining the tour, DJ, Brooks, etc. If they're not collecting points, it's done on like on a 2-year rolling point system.
for their tour
points,
to get onto the
so the points is
majors.
rolled, so they drop off. So say we play it,
a bit like handicap.
we won't talk about that. So if we went and played in the Open Championship one year and you won it one year, in 2 years' time you finish second, you'd actually lose points. So you'd potentially drop down the rankings. Well, if you're not accumulating any points, those points that have been accumulated, and as time goes on, will drop off. So you could some of the top players, it will take a good maybe 18 months to get them out of the top 50 because they'll still be accumulating points via majors and maybe world golf events, possibly. I don't know. But eventually they're not going to be top 100 players in 3-4 years' time. Yeah. So would do they disappear from golf and then they look at who's the world number one and go, right, we want him on the tour?
Yeah.
Because it's a bit of a cutthroat business, the way that the Live Tour are doing it, because I've just seen about 10 people who are not in the list for this week, who I guess because they brought new players in, have just been pushed out. I mean, I don't know what the circumstances is, whether they're now eligible to go back and play on other tours or whether they get paid not to play. I don't even know, to be honest. Does anyone know? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work.
Have they got a contract for a year contract?
I would imagine that what will happen is as the tour gets bigger,
yeah,
I would imagine that that instead of it being a shotgun start, it will turn into tee times.
They have to, won't it?
In order to get more people out.
Because they're on the maximum amount of people that can be on the course at the moment. So unless they do 2 tee starts, morning and PMs, in the shotgun start. But
I think that's where it will go. However, talking about major championships and now champions.
I feel like we should have mentioned him earlier, actually.
Oh,
Save the best to last.
Save the best to last.
Yeah.
Matthew, or Matt, as we like to call him, Fitzpatrick. Winner, chicken dinner.
Brilliant, wasn't it? We were on the bus tour on Sunday night at Woodbury, so just short of Exeter, doing a couple of day event, and we were kicked out of the hotel bar sort of 11:30ish. But
we managed to get it onto
a TV in one of the rooms. We gathered around in Kev Moore's room, and we watched the conclusion, didn't we? Which it was brilliant, wasn't it?
Absolutely fantastic. And then once he'd actually won, well, tell a lie. When he was coming up like 17/18,
you preempted it, didn't you, a little bit?
I thought, this is going to happen. He's going to win. He's going to win this. Like I just had this feeling he was going to win it. I ran off to my room, picked up my laptop and all my hard drives and everything, ran back to Kev's room to where we were all having our cups of tea, and I started chopping up the interview that I'd done with Matt the 2 weeks prior to it. So obviously that came out in the Sunday morning show. My interview, 15-minute interview with Matt Fitzpatrick, talking about his sponsorship deals, talking about his US amateur win, talking about how does that feel going into now Brookline with his US Open.
So you backed him to win, didn't you?
Well, I did, yeah. Kind of did, yeah. But, so what I did is I chopped up all the stuff that we'd done in order to put some stuff out on social. I put a little short together to go out onto the channel as well, which is just a highlight of really what we did, a minute long of what we talked about and things, which also included the US Open venue and things. Oh, what time did we get to sleep? About 2 o'clock in the end? Because I was wanted to be the first person to get it out on YouTube with some of the stuff related to Matt Fitzpatrick, and it worked. It was good, you know. People watched it, rewatched it. There was.
I mean, it was brilliant. I mean, you had the opportunity to obviously to chat to him, interview him, whatever you like to call it. But not just that was brilliant, but the fact that he's been so close. I mean, and you know, people were saying a few derogatory things about him not being able to win and not good enough to win a major and stuff after what happened at the previous major, and then to go and do that and sort of, you know, brilliant.
Why do people say that?
I don't know. It's just that's
Right,
yeah,
really?
I mean, the amount and some of the stories. I mean, he's well renowned for being a nice guy and a hard worker and stuff, and it's just great that nice guys and hard workers win. So there's time for you to win.
Well, I'll come back. I'm going to come back to the playing world at some point. Just have to get over a few issues that I've found at the moment. But anyway, what was cool was when we were so back in 2013 when he won the US Amateur Championship at Brookline, he talked about in his post-interview stuff. He talked about how he really focused on fairways and greens.
Yeah.
And when I was sort of asking him about it, I said, "Is that the same idea as to what you're going to do in leading into the US Open?" And to be fair, he didn't answer that question. He didn't really know the answer to that question at that time because obviously he hadn't planned his way around.
And you never know what the course setup's going to be.
You never know how they're going to set up the course in comparison to the US Amateurs compared to the US Open.
Correct,
so it was really, really fantastic to see him plot his way around that golf course.
He hit 17 greens in reg last day.
And one of the guys, when we were sat down right at the beginning when he first teed off, and you saw the first 2 holes that he played, he went middle of the green, and one of the guys on the trip, I can't remember which one it was, but said to me on our bus tour, said, you know, what's his mindset, do you think, going into this final round? And I said to him that he will, looking at the way he started out, he will be looking at the middle of every green. He'll be trying to hit fairways and he'll be looking at the middle of every green, because Scotty Scheffler, and he'll have a number in his mind, and I thought that number would be 7 under. So I thought he would need to shoot. He's 4 under at the start of it. He would need to get to 7 under to probably to win.
Yeah. Okay.
And Scotty Scheffler at this time had come from 2 under and had already got to 5 under, I think, or 3 under, or 2 under to 5 under. So he was already 3 under halfway through his round.
Yeah.
But you got to think, for Scotty Scheffler to get to 7 under, he's got to, in total for that round, shoot like 5 under par. Yeah. Which was a little bit, which is a massive challenge for someone to shoot that.
And that's the best player in the world on current form.
Best player in the world. And I thought, well, it's going to be a real push for him to get it to 5 under par for the round.
Yeah.
So if he can post 3 under, and all he needed was 2 under, as it turned out.
We say only, but
no,
it's pretty good.
I mean, it's pretty impressive, on such a challenging golf. But it is, and this is, I think there's a lot you could learn from just that chat we had with him, was that they do make a game plan, and they do stick with that game plan to get them, and they'll make a game plan for each golf course they go to, and that's the important bit about even us playing golf, is that when you play golf, and you only have to watch my brother do this, and probably some of the better players, you know, when they turn up to a golf tournament, they know where they're trying to hit it, to where they're trying to hit it.
I mean, your brother, we laugh about it, but when we play on our own, like on the bus tour, when we're filming and doing the vlogs, he pulls out Google Maps and all sorts of weird apps and plans his way. There's things when we're whacking balls, he's like things we can't even see, and he's like, see that round the corner, you need to hit it on that dog leg, and he knows. I mean, I'm not good enough to hit it where he's telling me to most of the time, but I mean, he does plot his ball round. It's impressive, really, isn't it? I mean,
it is impressive. I'm really hoping that we get another opportunity to do something with him, actually, physically on a golf course or something along those lines. Hopefully, we've broken the ice, and he's. So if anybody wants an interview with me before maybe your club champs or maybe your local medal,
it's going to cost you though.
My price has unfortunately now just
gone up. It was free before that, but now there's a price connected.
A small fee involved in that, because at the end of the day, small chat with me, US Open champion.
So I've been chatting with you for the last 20 years. I've won absolutely sweet FA.
Because it goes in this ear and it comes out of that ear. You could tell that Matt Fitzpatrick was absorbing it. Yeah.
Let's say he sorts his chipping out, because no one wants to see anybody on television or YouTube or PGA Tour chipping cack-handed, do they?
No. Why would anyone do that?
The amount of criticism I got for doing it.
Yeah.
I don't do it
now
anymore.
The US Open champion's done it. You've stopped.
I've stopped, yeah.
Bus tour then.
Bus tour, yeah. So we just mentioned earlier that we were at Woodbury, so that was on the previous weekend, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Really good event. We were a bit fortunate with the weather. The forecast for the Saturday didn't look great.
Yeah.
So we made a decision to play a Texas Scramble. So me and Dan joined teams. We drew it all on a wheel. Did it quite professionally, but it was just a randomizer. And we played a Texas Scramble on the...
it worked. Everyone loved it.
Saturday, so on Sunday. So I think we're going to keep that on some of the tours now. The Sunday will be a fun Texas Scramble with prizes, and then it'll be an 18-hole Stableford competition for the Order of Merit on the Monday.
I feel like we're covering the globe now. I feel like we're covering, because of the people that come on, and we appreciate everybody that comes on and comes along and joins us for the bus tour.
Can we just can I interrupt you to just mention who won the Texas Scramble?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so no.
Did you win it,
Yeah,
Bernie?
I did, yeah.
Oh, well done, yeah.
It was me, Chris Bater and Big Dougie.
Yeah.
We won the Texas Scramble on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday, some good scores. We had 38 points,
Very
was
good scores.
winning. 37 was second, and then 36 was third. So Mark was third. I played with him. He played
Mark
really
Campbell,
well.
Richard
Benke was second.
He was the 37.
And then Tom Hatt won the event with 38 points. But
kept his golf bag, didn't he, this time?
he did, yeah. So I
Well,
played.
now he got that through the front door.
Yeah. So I played with Mark. He played really well. But we also had a visitor from down under. Yeah.
So we have on the bus tour. We've now had Kurt, who's come over from America.
Yeah.
He's come onto the bus tour.
He was Bowood.
And now Marshall's made an appearance. Now Marshall is lives in Australia, in Sydney, but he's actually from New Zealand. So I feel like we've covered New Zealand and Australia in one hit there.
Dude, it's double countries.
Double countries.
So yeah,
and you played.
I played golf
you played
with him.
18 holes with him.
Really nice guy.
Yeah, top
watches
lad.
the channel. Decent golfer. Played some nice golf. And he enjoyed himself, which is good.
Love it. It's
So
brilliant, isn't it?
the next bus tour is
Big push on this one. Bring a friend.
It's
Big push on the players.
the Players Club in Bristol. So we've got the vlog coming out. I said it was out last week, but it will actually be a couple of weeks' time, possibly.
Yeah, a couple of weeks' time.
A couple of weeks' time. So it'll be out in a couple of weeks' time. But it's a pairs event. So we haven't quite decided the format yet, but it'll be a pairs event. So if you have got a friend, bring a friend. If not, then you contact me on social media. Dan and put
I'll put a ticker bar on down the bottom
Yeah.
here, which will talk about all the contact information
if you
to
haven't-
get hold of Bernie. And
If
get-
you
get
haven't got a
yourself onto it.
partner, we will get
Bernie
you a
will
partner.
be chasing people as well, actually. For those that normally come along, he's going to be chasing up people on through email or whatever.
Yeah, so it'll be a fun one. But if you do have a friend, bring them. If you're a regular goer on the bus tour, you'll know how much fun we have and what a great couple of days it is. And we do play on the bus tour as well. So if you want to ever play golf with us, we get lots of messages like, oh, when you're up at such and such, do you want to come and play a round of golf with us? We are busy generally playing, but we do play both rounds on the bus tour. So you've got the potential of playing. Dan drops back and normally plays with every group, and I normally play with a group as well. So if you want to play golf with us, join the bus tour.
Join the bus tour.
Oh, just want to interrupt this broadcast. It's actually the Players Club this week. Okay? Good.
Well, slight interruption there, but I'm glad he did come in and interrupt us.
It's nice to be corrected, isn't it?
It's nice to be corrected. But obviously, as Jordan said, we're going to have the Players Club this week on the channel. Little scramble.
Yes.
Little scramble. Can you remember doing that scramble,
I
Benny?
can. It was a fair few weeks ago, but yeah, I do
Yes, it
remember
was. It
doing
was myself, you, James Pickard, and Paul.
Paul, yeah.
So we are scrambling around the Players Club, and it's a fantastic golf course, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. But that is on next week.
Perfect.
Anything else that you want to report? Have you got any shout-outs for anybody?
No
or
shout-outs
anything
this
you'd
week.
like to say?
No, nothing at all, really.
Okay. Well, we've not been away this week, so there's nothing majorly to report other than what we talked about
Are we
today.
going to dedicate this show to Matt Fitzpatrick and his victory?
Absolutely. This one's for you, Matt. Right, we're going to see everybody next week on the Sunday morning show, and we hope you have a great week.
Have a great weekend.
See you later.